Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today's video I'm going to make a shaker card. I've already stamped out and colored this image from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. It is called the Winter Cabin in the Woods set, and you guys have seen me make a card last year with this one where I colored it in and I did the glitter method where I put a piece of adhesive all over the back of it, put glitter on it, and made it a glitter card. So today we're going to do a little different. I've stamped it out on this panel, and this panel is 5 by 3 3/4, and I colored it with some Copic markers, so basic coloring, nothing fancy there. You can see my card panel is ready, and I thought, wouldn't it be neat to make this look like it's looking out of a window? So I have this die, which I just got done cutting out, and this is, I believe, a Stampin' Up die. I don't know if it's current or not, I'll look it up for you, but it's a window. And what I've done here is I've cut it out twice. So one time out of the Wood Textures wood paper, which is current with Stampin' Up. If you don't have a Stampin' Up rep, I'll link that and you can get that from me. So I have that as our window frame. And then I have this piece of Tim Holtz worn wallpaper, which I thought would look neat for the inside. So I've cut that piece down to 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is the full panel size. So there you can see that Sizzix window die. We're not going to be using the die in this case. We are just going to be using the wall part. So we will keep this die cut for another project another day. Alright, so this is what I wanted, was the outside for the window. Alright, so my thought is to inlay this so that it looks like we are looking out our window at this cabin, right? And then we would make it a shaker card, and then we can put some kind of a sentiment down below here. So we need to inlay this. There we go, and we're going to glue it all together. So for right now, we just need a piece of tape. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some acetate on there. And you can reuse your stamp packages for this, whatever you have. And again, we're going to cut this down so that it covers the majority of the window there. So 5 by 3 3/4 should be plenty big enough. Perfect. Alright, so for this, we're just going to use a little bit of glue just to hold that acetate in place. Alright, so our window is done. Now what we need to do is put our foam strips on there. These are Stampin' Up! Foam adhesive strips. These are very easy to use when doing pop-up windows, or I mean shaker cards, not pop-up windows. And all I'm going to do is just pull a strip of that off, and I want to line just the inner part, or sorry, yeah, the closest to the inner part of the window here. I'm going to make sure none of our shaker bits escapes. I always try to butt the corners up so that there's no empty space there. Now for this smaller piece, I'm just going to put that down there for now, because we will need to do the outside of this so that our card doesn't collapse on itself. So just to give it some stability, I'm going to go just along the top here. Now these pieces on the outside don't have to touch. Again, they're just giving the card some stability, so when we do mount it on the card panel onto the card front, it's not going to be droopy. Okay, so we have our card panel, which I think looks like a window. At this point, if you had a sentiment, you'd want to stamp that on the bottom there. And the reason I make my card front the same size as the card is it'll make it easy for me to line it up. I don't have to worry about, is it even spacing all the way around the card. So now all I want to do at this point is just kind of move my panel around, my stamped panel, and decide what angle of the cabin do I want. And then I'm going to need to mark that. So I think that looks pretty good there. So I'm just going to take a pen and mark that because I need to cut the top of the card panel off about that much. And again, want to line up my window here and decide where do I want my image. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, so I'm just going to put some glue on my card panel. So now, because we're going to be adding some shaker bits, I'm going to take my anti-static powder tool and do that whole panel. I'm also going to be doing the inside of my window frame here. And it does leave a little bit of residue. If that bothers you, you can take a cloth and kind of wipe it down. But again, we're going for a snowy look here, so it's really not going to be that much of an issue on this card. If it was a card where you definitely wanted to see everything, then you may not want that residue. For this one, it's really not going to matter because we're going for that snowy look. And I'm just eyeballing here, okay, the image is directly in the center of the cabin there, right here. So I want to make sure that I put all my shaker bits in there. So for this one, I have a little bit of a mixture of, and I think these are leftovers from some other kits that I've gotten. These are some tiny little beads. Now, the other thing you can do is if you're not comfortable with lining it up this way, because it's the full card front size, we can actually do it that way and line it up like this. And all of our bits will be in the center there, but I think we'll be okay doing it this way. Now I'm going to pull off all my backing here and make sure this is ready to go. This one's just some little seed beads. They are white and silver. I'm not going to use too many of these. I don't want to bulk it up too much. And just kind of corral those into the center. And then this is a little bit of fake snow. Again, I think left over from a Hero Arts kit. Because this is a small window, I don't think we need that much filler in it. Okay, so those are all in the center, and now we just line up our window panel. Press that down, and you want to make sure you do that whole border of the window well. And now we have our snowy scene window shaker card. So you can see the beautiful cabin. We have some fun with the fake snow and the little shaker bits in there. And there we go. I like to use this kind of style because I didn't color that cabin so great, but I didn't want it to go to waste. So if you make a shaker card with it, more people are focusing on the shaker elements and the snow more than they're focusing on your coloring. So there you go. Quick, easy shaker card. Again, using the stamp is from Blue Night Rubber Stamps, and it is called Winter Cabin in the Woods. So there you go, guys. If you like this video, I appreciate your thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. I will link all of the items that I used here for you. Once again, thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye.